Uh-oh, we're on.
Gosh,
we were just told we're on.
Yeah, we have a different camera view.
I know, we've got, oh, look at that. That looks really good over there. We should stay zoomed out over there. Oh, yeah. That's good. How are you, Laura?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We guess how many days out are we?
I don't have a clue. I don't even look at the clock on the
Yes,
wall.
you do.
No,
yes, you
I
do.
Don't. I wait till it goes to 0.
Well, I'm going to put a special clock in your office tomorrow to make sure that you are seeing what the rest of us are seeing. And I think today it said 62 days and some amount of hours.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to really get busy on those zone passes.
Yes, okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And we're talking about vehicle access passes. I think we touched on it just a little bit last time.
We did.
But there's a lot more to cover there.
Yeah.
So, hey everybody, glad you could join us today for a Volunteer Connect. Obviously it is a busy time for all of us. It's busy time here, for the team, for our early birds that are here getting the site ready and all these other events we're having,
And some yearly birds as well.
And yearly birds as well. But also we know our chairman and other volunteers that are out there working diligently to put together your areas and get ready for our 51st FUN Aerospace Expo right here, April 1st through 6th, 2025. And we are going to turn up the what?
Fun.
At 51. There you go. All right. So we'll get kicked off today. I know Laura has quite a few things she wants to go over.
So kind of want to share some chairman information. You want to do that first, or you want to go over some of your notes first?
We'll go with some updates.
Okay.
Real quick. I know, first we have our first chairman's meeting Saturday.
We certainly
February
do.
1st, 10 a.m.
And we're also going to have some training after the meeting. If you would like to participate, you can go online and sign up, or you can just stop in afterwards if you attend the meeting. But we're going to be doing some training on the website. We have a number of new volunteer chairmen this year, and some may want a refresher, but we're also offering just for those new volunteers, the chairman, they can come over if they want to send a volunteer in their stead. We're just going to go over the operation of the credential equipment website. That's where you order your lunches and all of that. So we're going to be doing some pretty hands-on training there in the ICOF conference room upstairs in this building.
Following the chairman's meeting.
Following the chairman's meeting.
Which hopefully will be about 90 minutes. That's the goal. 90 minutes.
Well, we haven't even started putting it together
yet. Yes, we have. Wink, wink. What are you talking about?
But the one thing that I would ask you, if you plan to attend the training after the meeting, or if you are attending another breakout meeting that's not in the school, please move your vehicle from the parking lot so they can lock the school up after we've concluded the meeting. So just depart the pattern there in the parking lot.
Depart the pattern.
Depart the pattern.
A little aviation reference. There you go.
Well.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right, so give you some updates. Obviously, during our last Volunteer Connect and also during our Countdown Live, which was last week, we've given you a rundown on the airshow performers and who we have coming at this point. Obviously, we know about the Blue Angels. We have the F-16 Viper demo team coming, F-35A demo team. We announced, I think 2 weeks ago maybe, the Growler demo team. So it's a 2-ship demo team, U.S. Navy, F-18 Growlers, or the EA-18G Growlers. Anyway.
A lot of letters.
Yeah, they'll be here. We announced that, and we also are getting confirmation on an additional demo team that's looking to come. We can't announce that yet, but hopefully we'll do that here shortly. And also some cool statics that I got word of today.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, we can't announce yet, but as soon as we can do that, and it's confirmed 1,000%, we're going to get that out for everybody because there's some cool, unique stuff that is on the card for us this year. So we're excited about that. Also, we touched on it during the Countdown Live, but March 8th and 9th, so any volunteers, anybody who wants to participate can do it, but especially for our fly-in guests, people will be flying in during the expo, on March 8th and 9th with our partners at Pilot Edge, we're going to have Sim and Fun. Now, what does that mean? Well, Sim and Fun, basically you're going to be able to get on, we'll send links out and more information about it here later, but March 8th and 9th, get on their flight simulation program, and you're going to be able to fly the approach into Lakeland for the fly-in, right, and
very
practice.
Cool.
And so what's cool about this is that there are actually controllers from that FAA controllers that operate the Oshkosh Tower during their event, and also our tower during Sun and Fun. That will be FAA controllers on there that will be talking to our pilots that are participating in Sim and Fun.
And if I remember correctly, our procedures changed last year?
Yeah, so there was a new approach that was developed that was implemented last year with the NOTAM. So we're looking for the NOTAM hopefully to be out here in the next several weeks, but a new approach that takes our pilots over the top of Kermit Weeks Place off of I-4, then over the top of Sun Tracks right off the Polk Parkway, and then take them to the northern shore of Lake Parker, and then you take the approach and fly I-4 and then fly all the way into Lakeland.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to fly using that simulator program, talking to real FAA controllers or retired FAA controllers, and then even all the way down to your landing and then taxiing in. And I've been told that you're going to be able to see flag people on the ground as well, taking you all the way to parking.
Wow,
so
that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun for our folks. Also, we're working with, we are going to host the World Drone Soccer World Cup here during Sun and Fun. So what does that mean? So I have a
What
picture,
does that mean?
at least the logo of what it is. So we have our 2025 Drone Soccer World Cup tournament.
Okay.
It's going to be they're going to be doing it in the pavilion connected to this building, our outdoor pavilion where we have our tail dragger party. And so we're going to have teams, high school teams from around the world.
Will it be netted or will it have any
These
kind
are
of...
basically blow-up cages,
Okay.
right, that are netted for this drone soccer. It's kind of like Quidditch,
Someone
I've been
was
told.
asking me, so I
Yes,
thought I'd
kind of like
ask.
Quidditch from... what's Harry Potter?
Harry Potter,
Yes,
boy.
I didn't watch those movies, but anyway, but I know about Quidditch.
My son did.
Yes, but anyway, so that'll be a cool addition for us. We're excited about that. But that'll be Thursday and Friday.
Something new to experience.
Something
That'd be
new to
very
experience. And so obviously lots more to come. But as far as aircraft, air show performers, everybody's pretty much up to date on that. And obviously we'll have more for everybody too during our chairman's meeting
How about
on
our
Saturday.
new camping area on airside? The new camping area.
Oh, Yak? Young Aviators Camp. I think we talked about a little bit about this last time, but for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our new area called Yak Young Aviators Camp. We are inviting our young aviators 17 to 26. I'm getting the head nod. Are the ages, and they're going to have their own camping area for aircraft campers flying right east of the island.
Okay.
So they're going to have their own little area so they can congregate, build some camaraderie for generations to come. But we're reaching out to our friends like at Embry-Riddle, our students there, FIT, up in Jacksonville, various colleges and whatnot, and universities. So we're going to be doing that and inviting our young folks to fly in and join us for the weekend.
How about helicopter parking? Do you want to touch base on that?
Yes. Oh, okay. Great. Thanks, Laura. Wow,
Hey,
you teed me up right there.
I'm
That's
just,
so good.
here to help.
Yeah. So if we can go to the map, we do have a change. So working with the FAA over the last several weeks as we're going through the NOTAM, if I can figure out how to zoom in here. There we go. Choppertown. We're going to talk about Choppertown here. So right here is Choppertown last year. This is last year's aerial photo, right where my hand is right now. So we have what we call the KTTW hangar or the Phantom hangar. Right here was Choppertown last year. The airport is working to build a hangar in this location. That'll be most likely the construction will have started prior to Sun and Fun. So we are looking to move across the taxiway here, Taxiway Echo, and park helicopters. Itinerant helicopter parking will be in this area where my big hand is right here on the aerial. So that will be a change. We had to coordinate that with the FAA because of the specific procedures that our helicopter friends have to access the airfield to get in here and park, and so it's still in close proximity. So it does affect general aviation parking a little bit, but as you can see, there's still plenty of area for them to park our day trippers that are coming in. But that is a change for us this year, and I know we'll be talking to our Choppertown chairman and our folks over there as well to make sure we get the coordination down, because there can be some things we need to do on the ground to sterilize that taxiway as helicopters are coming in to land.
Right.
So.
So that'll affect some of the heavy parking that is currently.
Well, the
there
heavy parking should be okay.
Okay.
We'll work to make sure we keep that in place. Obviously, we have the big ramp over here as well. We'll be utilizing more, I would anticipate, because of the move of Choppertown. So we were looking at other places to move Choppertown on the far east side, but there were some issues with us moving it closer to to runway 1028 because of TCAS and other things with Amazon coming in or now Avello or whatnot. So we just want to make sure we deconflict as much as possible. And again, it's really close to where Choppertown was this last year.
So this question actually is having to do with flying in, so I thought maybe you might want to answer it.
The question is, I am flying into Sun and Fun on Sunday, 2 days prior to the show. Do you know what day the VFR approach will be implemented?
Monday.
Monday. Yeah, so the NOTAM will go in effect Monday, so Sunday will be normal procedures to fly into the airport. And we'll be ready to accommodate you. And the field, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but we will be ready to accommodate aircraft parking on the field and camping with us starting Saturday at noon.
Correct.
So that would be March 29th. I think that's the right date.
I'm not sure. Don't even ask me.
Is that the right date? Someone look at a calendar. I believe it's March 29th.
Whatever Saturday is before the
Yes.
event. But as he said before, if you're flying in on that Saturday, Sunday, regular rules applies.
That's correct.
So,
Regular procedures into the airport prior to the NOTAM going into effect on Monday.
okay, so we have answered
Yes.
that one. You can have.
So that is
I'll put
done.
that over in the answered pile.
Yep.
Okay. What else you got?
All right, very good. I think I've touched on a lot of my stuff already. Also, we do have the sandbar. So I think we talked about that last time. So the sandbar will be located, I don't know if we can go back to the map. This is Paradise City right here. So our little bend in the road. I actually built that road when I was the airport director.
That
so
is
anyway,
amazing.
Some people may or may not like it.
I remember when it was built.
Yeah, you can still see where it went straight across east to west, but that's our dip to bring people down to Paradise City. But right here where my hand is will be the sandbar. Again, this will be a food and beverage area. There'll be a shade tent there. We'll have picnic tables, benches there. We're going to pipe the air show sound in there as well, from our announcer, so people can congregate there, hang out there, another secondary viewing area for the show, whether it's a day show or also even for Sunset Aerial Circus in the evenings.
Look south and watch the aerial circus.
That's correct.
Yep.
So, and remember too, Sunset Aerial Circus will be Tuesday, even during the concert. So we'll still have flying activities down there. So Tuesday evening, starting at 7 p.m. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday this year, just like last year as well. So a lot of activity down there. And some new elements to Sunset Aerial Circus, which we'll probably talk about at the chairman's meeting, so stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Yes.
So speaking of the chairman's meeting, if you would like to attend it, we do ask you to go online and register. I have that information available. If you know me and you need the information, send me an email and I'll send you the link to register. We'd like to count heads so we can feed people after the meeting if they're here. So we would appreciate you registering for that meeting.
Let's talk about vehicle access passes, which
do
I
we
know
have to
you
do
and Becky
that?
have been working diligently on, along with Laura and probably everybody else in the office, because it's a big sea change for us.
Can I give a little backstory before
You can
we
give
do
a
that?
backstory and don't blame me for
So
it.
last year, I am going to blame
Yes.
you. So last year, Becky and I modified the vehicle passes quite a bit, and we're modifying them again. And most of you who are chairmen or have been in my office lately, you've heard me talk about zones. So Dave, I don't know if you can pop up the zone map or not for me. Okay, so the zones, we actually have 4 zones on the field that are set up for you, for those of you who need to bring your vehicle on site. This does not affect golf carts. This is rolling licensed vehicles. So if you're bringing any vehicle, the sign up online to get passes is basically the same, but what you're going to see is you're going to see the zones depicted. This map keeps getting tweaked. We put a little tweak in there today, but so we'll get that. This map is currently not uploaded to the credential site. That is my plan, to send that and get that uploaded, but it's there. It's just not the newest version. So when you are ordering credentials for site access, you're going to need to pay attention to the map. I realize that it's very, very new. So most of you who are familiar with the site, I think it's going to be pretty easy to try to figure out what zones that you need in order to process your request. But if you're relatively new and you don't know really where your operation is, or if you just need further information, please do not hesitate to give me or Becky a call, and we can update you and hopefully get you exactly what you need. We still have a lot of training in process. We haven't actually got the paths created completely yet. Melissa,
well, we're almost there.
Yes, Melissa and her team have been great and have put the pretty to it. We came up with the design, and then Melissa made it pretty. So we're in the process of getting that updated. But there is going to be a lot of training, I think, involved, not only for us to kind of
implement this.
Yes. But our ladies in the credential office will have to be brought up to speed as well. So I just ask for everybody to be patient. We will certainly try to get you what you need. The one thing that I will ask the chairman, when you are going online, those of you who have been around know that you have to order the vehicles that are moving on site kind of in a different location on the website. There is an area in that particular section that you can tell me why that car needs to be on the field. I need that area filled out, or I'm going to be making some decisions you might not like. So please tell me why that car needs to be on the field, why it needs to be moving or parking somewhere on the site. That if you provide me that information, it's a lot easier for me to approve your credentials very late at night when I'm at home working on the computer. So please provide me the information we need there. If you have questions about the zones, please shoot me an email and I'll be glad to help. We're getting the break notice here.
We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back to the vehicle access passes too, because there's more behind that and things we need to discuss.
Absolutely.
So we'll be back here shortly.
Attention students, parents, and educators. The Aerospace Center for Excellence, ACE, is revolutionizing middle school education. Introducing the Middle School Aerospace Curriculum. This program consists of daily lesson plans, presentations, activities, worksheets, and projects for educators, designed to make learning fun and engaging. This content is aligned to next-generation science standards and the International Technology and Engineering Educators Association standards, making it easy to adopt and incorporate in any learning environment. Students can expect an exciting and engaging deep dive into the technology driving the aerospace field, as well as an exploration of emerging career opportunities in unmanned aircraft, outer space, and much more. Educators benefit from in-person and virtual professional development opportunities offered by ACE throughout the year. We provide the curriculum and the support for successful implementation in the classroom. If that's not enough to get you excited, the big news is this curriculum is free to implement, and it always will be. At ACE, we believe that a bright future requires investment in the present. The beta testing window for our Year 1 curriculum is open now. Visit the ACE website for more information about this awesome program and how your school can get involved.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
All right, so
here
we're
we
back.
are
So
to
we're
talk,
back.
Talk more zones.
Yes, well, vehicle access passes, right?
Yes.
So I just want to give some brief history too on why we're doing this. So obviously over the last several years, or for a long period of time, there are, an initiative of safety, right? We have to deconflict because our site is the way it's set up, and having taxiways amongst all the people and vehicles and golf carts and everything else that's going on. to deconflict and separate, right? And so we have, over the last several years, there are a lot of vehicles on airside. And so in an attempt to reduce that number and cut down on the amount of cars that are driving around, not golf carts, and those are plentiful, by the way.
Yes.
But to cut down on the amount of vehicles that are on the site, that's why we're going through this zone process. And instead of having multiple passes for vehicles, we'll have one pass, right? One pass that you'll have, and then if you're authorized to be in C or D zone, you would have the C and D sticker, and you'd be authorized to be in those areas. So we're trying to get away from red pass, purple pass, yellow pass, pink pass. I think we'll still have the pink pass for parking, but that's a different thing. But a red pass with white lining, a white pass with green lime line. Anyway,
we added all those passes just to confuse
Yes.
you. We didn't have all of those before you came here.
Okay,
it was
well,
just, it was
that's
just,
not my. Okay.
Yeah, it was just to confuse
Well, it was
you.
a good effort, so, it got me paying attention. But
Yes.
also the other thing is, safety is obviously a big thing for us. But also last year, for example, we had 5 incursions, which means vehicles driving across the main runway without talking to tower or talking to
Right.
communicating with the FAA flag people on the ground, and that is not a good thing. So we're not trying to make everybody's life hard or more difficult. That is
No.
not the goal. The goal is for safety and to make sure the vehicles that are on the field belong there, or they belong in the area that they're working in,
Right.
or they have access to, and not driving in areas they're not authorized to be in.
Right. So if you have a need to be in an area, we certainly want you to be able to service that area. If you can do it by golf cart or some other vehicle that's not a car, we would prefer that. But as he said, we have airplanes that are moving around. We have people that maybe that's their first time. They don't know the lay of the land here. They don't know what's coming at them. And it's just to have the vehicles on airside it's a safety issue. You mentioned earlier that you put the road in there at Lakeland. Why didn't you install like the speed bumps while you were doing that?
Because at the time, Sun and Fun didn't ask me to do that, so I didn't do it.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
But no, it's an issue. We went a long way last year with the credential change that we did. We did limit them. We really took a hard look at what gates, what passes were allowed, and we made the changes. Those implements took until Saturday night. And then Saturday night, I'm not sure what happened, but the tremendous number of vehicles that we had on site Saturday night really scared me to death, actually. Yep. I saw some really scary things. We have a great night air show both on Wednesday and Saturday night, but that's really a very safety conscious time that we all need to be in. And we've got traffic and planes and cars moving around. And so just the least number of cars airside, the better.
So we ask that you have a little patience with us this year.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is too, whether the Warbirds or vintage aircraft, all these beautiful airplanes, home-built Seabirds or whatnot that are here, we want to protect these aircraft too. And, and also our military, for example, they're bringing these assets here. 2 F-35 static are coming this year, so we'll have obviously the demo F-35s, but 2 F-35 static, and we have to protect these aircraft. And, God forbid we have an incident or a vehicle drives into one of those aircraft. That will not be good for our reputation with the military, and also any of the other aircraft owners and all the blood, sweat, and the tears people put in these airplanes to bring them here so they can show them off to our guests. So again, bear with us. We'll work through it. We'll talk a lot more about this at our chairman's meeting on Saturday, and then I'm sure there are things that will come out of that meeting that we'll talk again in March. I believe is March 8th is our following chairman's meeting. Right. Tried to refine this as much as possible. So.
And the thing to keep in mind, and this is something that I have spoken or tried to share since I've been here and doing credentials. The vehicle passes that we provide to everyone to access the site basically is for you to do your job. It's not for you to be able to just drive to your job. A lot of our volunteers don't have that opportunity because of where they work. So please keep in mind if someone asks you if they can drive their car on site, it needs to be operational. And encourage them to use our on-site tram service whenever possible, because one more car and then it's one more car and it's one more car, and we all have a large volunteer family. We want to accommodate them, but everybody has a car, so we have to be very careful and sometimes say no, unfortunately, but we'll do the best we can to get you what you need.
Yep. Do we have some more questions?
Well, we do.
Yes.
I
Will
think.
the C5 Galaxy be at Sun and Fun in 2025? Unfortunately, no. I don't even think we've reached out to them actually, because when we had them here in 2023, we loved the airplane. It was awesome to have it here, but it is obviously rather large. And it's
is
a little
very
bit
large.
more difficult to accommodate that aircraft, especially trying to get it on the warbird ramp and making that turn. It's such a gigantic aircraft.
Got some great photos of it.
Yeah,
though.
there were great photos of it in 2023, but it is not going to be participating with us in 2025.
But what is participating? What big airplane do we have coming in?
Well, I know the C-17 will be here. KC-135 will be here. I know there'll be several different variants of the C-130 will be here. My understanding is the P-8 Poseidon will be here. The Navy's version of the 737. What is that? Peaches, the donuts. We'll get to that. Anyway, yeah. But lots of cool static and some real special stuff that's coming as well. Hopefully we'll be able to announce here in a couple weeks. But it's going to be a heavy military presence again this year for us, including warbirds. Warbirds. Like warbirds.
So I had someone email me and wanted to know if there's any exciting P-51s coming in. I haven't seen a list of...
I don't have a list of the P-51s. There were some P-51s that showed up last year that I didn't even know were coming. So we hope we have them back again this year, but we don't have a specific list.
Well, if you have a P-51 and want to fly it into
Yes,
Sun and Fun,
bring
there's
it.
a Warbird registration thing.
Yes.
You can sign up, and then I'll know you're coming. I can look at it and
Yes.
let my friend know. So, okay. When will volunteers be allowed to set up their campsites? Well, if you've been volunteering here for a while, you should already know this answer. We start allowing volunteers to set their campsite up if they're here to volunteer, or they need to drop their camper off or stake their site, because we're not allowing rope-offs this year, on March the 8th, the day of the last volunteer meeting. So if that is when you're allowed to, and then you can start moving in. If you're a Camp Duffy resident, as long as I have your confirmation number or your confirmation date, you can move in there anytime after that as well.
And you got another question there, and it just says Peaches on it, and I
Well, we all
believe I
know
know
what it
that
is.
is.
We know what it is.
Are we talking about Amish donuts?
We are talking
Okay,
about the
friends,
Amish donuts.
Here's the deal on Amish donuts. We reached out to them. I tried. I know that Kathy reached out to them, was talking with them, asked them specifically. They are already booked for our dates, but I know Kathy asked them for next year. They said no for next year? Okay, so people...
They're playing hard to get.
So I don't know what happened, but trust me, we're going to stay on it. We keep asking. We'll shame them some way, somehow
I'm not
to
sure
get
what
them to
happened
show
either.
up.
They have great donuts. They have a great chicken salad sandwich, and their sweet tea.
I know, but they're not coming, so we don't need to promote for them yet.
Well, that's
Okay.
true. Okay.
Okay, hey, but I will tell you, so we just had Pigfest this last weekend here on the Sun and Fun Expo campus, and there was
Great
a donut
barbecue.
food truck that was there, and I got their card, and I had these, I'm sorry, I'm probably sharing more than anybody cares about, but we had this little tray with these little tiny donuts that they fried in there with caramel and with bacon on it. Okay, they were amazing. So I did get their card, and we're going to talk to them about being here during the week.
Well-
So hopefully that will suffice at least until we get them here.
So I had the barbecue Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well,
Barbecue girl.
I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, real quick before we go to another question, also another static that has confirmed that I had on my list here that I didn't mention, Samaritan's Purse will be here with their DC-8. So the only registered flying DC-8 in the United States of America will be here with us, I believe coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina, will be with us here for the week. So the last flying DC-8 will be here with us during the flying. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Great group for what they do around the United States,
They've
around the world.
actually been doing miracles in North Carolina where they were
Yep.
hit with the hurricane. So they're great. And actually, we had them scheduled to come several years
Yes.
ago, and they ended up being deployed somewhere else, and they weren't able to come.
Yep.
So
they are confirmed.
Yeah.
I know our marketing team's been talking with them to get the word out, and we haven't even announced that yet. So don't tell
Whoa.
Dennis I just said that. So anyway,
Dennis
next,
doesn't
moving
like
on.
it when we tell us secrets.
Yes, I know.
So, I'm going to talk a little bit about chairman operations. I know it's a little boring, but
Well, before we get to that, we just got the break symbol.
keep interrupting
I'm
me.
sorry, but I'm watching. She's telling me what to do. So we're going to go to break real quick. We'll be right back.
always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for All.
I'm Gene Conrad from the FUN Aerospace Expo.
And I'm meteorologist Amanda Holly from WFLA News Channel 8. Our Countdown to Sun and Fun live show is back for February.
How did that happen?
That's because we have fans and they watch. So join us February 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern.
And I'll have the latest updates on this year's Sun and Fun, which will take place right here in Lakeland, Florida, April 1st through 6th. There will be lots of special guests and some surprises for our fans.
Yeah, so join us for Countdown to Sun and Fun on our YouTube and Facebook channels.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
All right, we're back.
Hi, Gene.
All right, we're going to go to you. You're going to talk about chairman operations.
Well, before I do that, I actually want to share something that's kind of exciting for our volunteers that's going to be happening during the fly-in this year. So we've had an event app, a mobile app that we've had for, this will be our third year. Third year. And so this year we're making a little bit of a change. Of course, it's going to be updated for the 2025 event, but we're adding a volunteer social page on the website. And so we want you to download the app, and we want you to set up a profile for yourself. We may be uploading volunteer names and the area numbers that we have on file. But if you set your profile up, hopefully there'll be a little area where you can set up where you work there as far as your profile, so we can find you. Because if you post your picture of yourself in the 2025 volunteer t-shirt during the week, we are going to be doing daily prizes to one volunteer each day of the event. Little Miss Melissa will come and find you if you're...
Or
Kathy, but I think Melissa really wants to do it because she was in my office today getting really excited about it. But so she's going to draw a name each day, and you have to have your Sun and Fun 2025 t-shirt, not previous year or any other year. It has to be this year's t-shirt. Post a picture of yourself. She'll draw a name and she'll come and find you if you win. And there are some pretty exciting prizes. She shared with me a few of them today. I don't remember all the specifics, but they're good. So take my word for it. So make sure you download the app and participate.
And by the way, that's in an effort because our folks pay attention.
They do.
So Melissa and Kathy, obviously we watch all of our social media. I watch it too, so be nice.
He really does.
I do,
watch
sorry.
it.
But there were a lot of comments from our volunteers like, hey, we're doing all these giveaways and ticket giveaways and various things. Like, what about us? And good question.
Yeah.
So we are addressing that. So during the event, that we'll do this giveaway. Participate with the app, do the pictures and all that. Should be fun for everybody, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the cool pictures. Like, do some cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully we're going to use those pictures and post them on our social media accounts as well.
Yeah, we got a thumbs up. She said yes.
Absolutely. So, because we want our guests
to know,
and the people who come and are interested in Sun and Fun, but maybe not here, who really runs the show, because we know who does. It's our
the volunteers. That is right.
Oh,
yes.
Absolutely. So getting back to a little bit of business, I just want to kind of share some information that's directed to our chairman. If you're not a chairman and your chairman's not on, please share this information with them if you can, or they can tune into the video later. But if you're a chairman, Barbara Matthews, who runs our student liaison with the CFAA, has reached out to you to see if you have needs for student help for the fly-in, and she hasn't heard back from you, or some of you. So if you need volunteer help from the students, or if you don't, please respond to Barbara's email and just let her know whether or not she needs to keep you on the list. If you need help, please let her know as soon as you can what that help is that you need. If not, she'll take you off the list. So we've had a lot of chairman changes this year. I haven't really shared all of my yellow lines on my chairman's list with you, but we've had a lot of chairman changes. So, but we've been very, very lucky, but we've been able to fill most of the spaces. I have one chairman area, which is our international tent, which the chairman that did that for us last year has decided to step away from it due to some health concerns. So if you know of someone that might be interested in helping us with our international tent, we really want it to be successful. Its first year back was last year, so we want it to grow and be successful and continue to grow. So if you have anyone in mind that you think might help us out there, if they're bilingual, that of course is more wonderful, but not necessarily a requirement. A lot of our volunteers that work in there are, so we just need some leadership in that operation. If you're a chairman, we're asking you to have a succession plan with all of the chairman changes that we've had this year. Some of them are really great about sharing their knowledge with their co-chairman, and that chairmanship passes on to them. But in some cases, there hasn't been a chairman or co-chairman, and there's no plan to pass, or there's no one to pass a plan on to. So if you don't have a co-chairman, we ask that you try to find one and train them. If you can put together an operations manual for your area, or just a document kind of showing what you do to make your area run, that is even better. But please keep in mind that the best way that this event is successful is that we continue to do things the same way, tweak our areas and pass on what works. And the only way our leadership can do that is passing it on to the next group of people that are going to run it. So please, if you don't have a succession plan, please put one in place. It does make for a smooth transition. So what else would you like to talk about?
A couple questions real quick.
All right. So how do volunteers register for Camp Duffy? So
how do they do that, Laura?
Well, it's really exciting. There's a nomination process.
All right.
So you can nominate yourself, but we normally ask our chairman to nominate you if you work in a particular area. There's a little bit of a difference in getting a space in Camp Duffy. There's a 32-hour work requirement to have a space in Camp Duffy for the event. But there's a form online where your chairman can go online and nominate you. It's best that you let your chairman know of your wishes, so they can also document it when they're ordering your credentials as well. So that's how it's done. Online, and the chairman is usually the one that does the nomination.
Quick question, will the F-22 be here? No.
I don't think so.
Unfortunately, the F-22 will not be here. We have tried for 2 years diligently to get them here, but they had actually out at Nellis, or I believe it's Nellis.
I'm not sure.
There's some Air Force base they're going to be at the same time as us. Is it Nellis? Yeah, I just got a thumbs up on Nellis. So they're going to be out at Nellis. They got a big celebration out there. Another quick question, will the B-1 Lancer be here? I'm not looking for the B-1 to be here. They're not on the radar. We do have 2 special statics that are coming on the military side, which hopefully we can announce here shortly, that we just, hopefully we're working to get confirmed here shortly, but there'll be cool airplanes, and they're on the way out of the fleet. I won't say which branch, but they're on the way out, so maybe I'll tip off some folks. So.
Well, hopefully, and of course, our military team, Shelley and
Rich
Rich,
Hall and
they're
everybody.
working hard. I send them emails all the time with people who are wanting to bring statics in. So there's a lot of different people that are reaching out. We are very popular. So hopefully we will have some.
Yes, because our military hospitality area support,
And
they
what
do
are you
such
calling that now?
Well, I call it the spot. I mean, I've called it that for well over a decade. But anyway, we'll leave that away. We'll leave that there. But they do such a phenomenal job, and our military, I mean, how they handle them, they treat them. Food every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They do such a phenomenal job, and our military just love being here. So they come back more and more each year. So that's always good.
And we love having them here.
Absolutely.
Because they do some wonderful things for our country. So I mentioned somebody asked about Camp Duffy. So the current residents of Camp Duffy should have received a confirmation request from me recently by email. So if you've received the email and haven't responded, there is a deadline associated with that email. We will start looking at those that have been nominated for a space. So if you are a current Camp Duffy resident, please get your confirmation email back to me as soon as possible.
Very good. So we're going to move back to the map. I've got a couple of things I was just thinking about that I want to update people on. But also, we didn't talk about this earlier, our ticket sales for this year. Again, I think we talked about it last time, but we're still outpacing by quite a bit where we were this time last year. And what's interesting is, 927, obviously Saturday sells out super quick because everybody wants that ticket. But our general admission this year, we're up. It's just as far as selling general admission tickets, we're up 30% over where we were this time last year. So that means single day, and also our adult weeklies, we are way up this year. So hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff gets me excited, but I think there's a lot of, and I'm very happy to say that there's a lot of anticipation for our 51st this year, so that's exciting to share. Hopefully that pace keeps up, which it looks like. I look at it every single day, probably 20 times a day because I have a sickness. Yes, I'm OCD, but I like numbers, so I like watching it. So,
on that note, I had a very interesting phone call from a lady who was having a ticket issue last week, who lived in Lake Havasu, Arizona. She had not been to Sun and Fun. I think she was here 22 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And she was coming back, and she was trying to buy 927 and all of that, and her credit card wouldn't work. And we worked with her. I had to bring Brandon into it and everything, but we got her tickets. I called her back to make sure she'd received everything, and she was thrilled. She says she just can't wait to be here. So that kind of
talking
stuff
about
is,
customer service, that leads me to the pickle, right? Hopefully everybody remembers the pickle from last year. That's still our mantra.
Absolutely.
Just giving the pickle, and I appreciate the customer service because that is the way we work to do it here. We're not perfect. We put in perfect effort, but I appreciate that.
Well,
and I actually saw that because I see, anyway, long story short, I see all expenses and what's going in and coming out, and I saw that we had purchased a 927 ticket for someone, and then they wrote us a check back, or however that worked,
Well,
or we refunded. She sent the check, but we
yeah.
paid for the ticket anyway. But I like it. Great teamwork. I appreciate the effort.
The thing that I enjoy about it, and I don't get to do enough of it, is talking to our guests, because people come to Sun and Fun. They're great people.
Oh, yeah.
And you just get a little bit on the phone with them. It just makes your day.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
anyway.
Hey, we're going to go to the map real quick. Just talk about two things on the site real quick. We were talking about over the break about Future and Fly Plaza. We'll get to that here in a minute. But I did want to talk about photo preferred seating. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but I know Ronnie Stiltner, he is here with us actually in the studio.
He's back in the back corner.
Yeah, he's back over there. He is our chairman for the photo preferred seating area. So for the last several years, it has been co-located with preferred seating. So we are separating that out because that area gets quite busy, especially on the weekends. And having the bleacher over there gets kind of busy and difficult to manage all of that. But if you can see my hand here, we're going to move it back to where it was back in 2023 on the far east side of the Warbird ramp. It's a small footprint, basically about the size of my hand is what's going to be there. But photo preferred seating will move back there, so there'll be a set of bleachers there for them.
Some lockers.
There will be lockers. There will be actually a scissor lift for our volunteers and also the guests there to use. So my photo volunteers, you're getting a scissor lift over there, and maybe even another one we'll talk about later. but they'll have the photo preferred seating will be in this area. So we're looking forward to bringing that back. And I know our people our guests that are looking to populate that area are going to be happy too, because it's much better angles for them taking pictures of aircraft and whatnot. So that is
something we do need to talk about that area. That I have an outstanding email that I need to return, and someone's asking if we're allowing children in the photo preferred, and I talked with Ronnie about it a little bit today, but something we need to talk about, so I can answer that email.
Okay, but that's up to Ronnie and you, so you guys figure that out.
Okay, Ronnie, did you hear that?
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. For whatever reason, it just switched to a different picture, so I'm going to skip it. I was going to talk about Future in Flight Plaza, but that is not. This is from several years ago.
We're making some moves in Future in Flight Plaza. Some of the stuff that was in it last year is still there, but we're just moving it around. We need to go to break.
Oh, we're going to break. And by the way, I'll bring my aerial back and we'll go back to Future in Flight Plaza.
Yes.
So we'll be right back.
Here we go. The opening day concert event returns to Sun and Fun. Get ready for Tyler Hubbard of Florida Georgia Line featuring Uncle Cracker. Turn up the fun with 51. Tuesday night, April 1st, with Tyler Hubbard of Florida Georgia Line featuring Uncle Cracker at Sun and Fun.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Hi, I'm Leland Melvin, and I traveled to space twice as a NASA astronaut. Space technologies help protect our precious Earth. Space helps us monitor changes in carbon emissions, track the pace of climate change. It even helps us fight natural disasters. Make sure that you get out to your local science museum or go to spaceforall.us to explore and learn about space and science. Space is for all.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
I think this is our last segment, so we're going to...
Okay, we'll have to talk fast because we got lots of stuff to cover. No.
Hey, but we're going to go back to the map real quick. We're going to talk about Future in Flight Plaza. So when we pull up the map here... All right, so you can see my hand here. So this is the Lakeland Aero Club right here. This is for my... I believe we have someone watching us, Boeing 727 lover. This is our 727 right here, just for you, so if you can see that. But this is our Future in Flight Plaza. So we stood this area up last year. This was the old Southeast exhibits, but it's now Future in Flight Plaza. So just to point out, this is last year, the location of the career fair, our Junior Aces tent for our young folks. We had the Innovation Showcase back here, Flight Sim Experience here. International tent, International Oasis, and our Family Oasis right here.
And the Future in Flight Forums was there
Future in Flight Forums is right here, and then a bunch of other exhibitors in here. So this year, we are going to take the career fair, which is great. Obviously, we're going to have the career fair. It's going to be here all 6 days. We've got great partners with JS Firm. We're filling up this tent with people looking to hire folks, but we're going to take the tent and we're going to move it.
The tent's even going to be a little bit bigger.
Yes, it's actually going to be bigger.
Jane just keeps requiring more and more space.
But we're going to take the tent and we're going to move it north. And we're going to move it up into this area for this year because it is a giant tent and it blocks and covers up all these other exhibitors behind, and people think there's nothing else behind there. So we're going to take the career fair and move it up to the north, so it'll be up in this area. We're going to take Innovation Showcase right here, and we're going to bring it over here as well. The forums tent will be there. Junior Aces will stay where it is, but it will open up this area for a lot of the exhibitors. This area is completely full already,
Right.
With all of our exhibitors and people planning to be there.
So what's going on in Bueller?
Oh, great. Thank you,
You're
Laura.
welcome.
So our flight sim experience, which was right here last year, is actually going to move into Bueller Restoration Center for this year. So it's a great facility, obviously. It's
More
air
secure,
conditioned,
more
the security,
secure.
because the flight sim experience was just overwhelmed with people, which is great, and that's what we want, but a lot of expensive equipment, so we're going to move it to the Bueller Restoration Center, so there'll be plenty of signage to guide our guests to the Bueller Restoration Center, but it's going to move over to that area, and then it just opens up the our future flight plaza for more exhibitors, again, which is full, so
Right.
we're excited about that. But I just want everybody to know Career Fair will be here, and it's going to move to the north side of Future in Flight Plaza, and also in Future in Flight Plaza on Wednesday and Saturday, we are actually having a hiring event sponsored by Envoy. And I think it starts at 5 p.m. on those 2 days, and they're going to be interviewing people for jobs,
Actual jobs.
on site. So I know we put out some stuff on social media about that. So if you know any folks looking
And
for
those
jobs,
are maintainer jobs, right?
yes, those are for mechanics. Those are for maintainer jobs, absolutely. So Wednesday and Saturday at 5 p.m. in Future in Flight Plaza in the Forums tent. So that's the location. So look for that and let people know that are looking out there for a job. Be here Wednesday and Saturday.
Yes. So we received a little bit of disappointing news this last week. We received confirmation that our large contingent of British cadets won't be joining us for 2025. However, some of their leadership and a few I guess past cadets will be attending on their own this year, and so we will have a little bit of help from our cadets. But they absolutely promised they'll be back for 2026. So we certainly hope that will happen, and we will certainly miss them this year.
We will very much miss them. They bring a lot of energy,
and a lot of help,
and a lot of energy.
So.
We love those young folks, but we look forward to welcoming everybody back in 2026.
Absolutely.
So we'll go to some questions.
Okay. So somebody's asking me about approval for equipment, golf carts and equipment requests. So of course it depends on when they're submitted and then when I have time to sit down and actually approve them. So that process will start actually very, very soon. So the earlier that you can get your equipment in and I have an opportunity to look at it, is better. The equipment deadline, since somebody brought it up, is actually February the 15th. So your equipment deadline, not necessarily your golf cart deadline, but I would like to have that as pretty close to that, is February the 15th. So get busy. If you haven't got your equipment list done, make sure you go to the front page of the chairman website and click the little button that tells me you're ready for me to review it.
Very good.
Okay.
We got another question there. Yes, it says, did we get Navy musicians? We do not have Navy musicians, but if you meant the Air Force Band of the West, they will be here with us. So the Air Force Band of the West will be here performing all over the site during the week, so that's going to be fun. When I was up at Air Venture last year, they were there. They do a phenomenal job, and I know people will have a good time with that. So lots of cool stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff. Absolutely. So Chairman Awards. If you have someone that you would like to nominate for a Chairman Award, that deadline is March the 1st. You'll need to go to the volunteer section of the website and click on the volunteer access page, and there is a link there for the Chairman Awards. So please, if you want to nominate someone, please do so before March 1st. We'll start reviewing those nominations at that time.
Very good. Another question, I think it's from my friend Boeing 727 lover, asking if the F-15 is coming to Sun and Fun. I will tell you we are making a valiant effort. We don't have any confirmation on F-15 yet, but I did specifically ask to get an F-15 static this year. So I know the team's working on that, but we don't have any confirmation on that yet.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Reading the questions. Okay, so we've gone over the chairman meetings, daily schedule. Some of our chairmen get notified by me to add or put their schedules on the daily schedule. Our workshops, forums is a continuous thing, but our workshops, like Plain has a forum schedule. If you have any activities and you receive an email from me, now is the time to start getting those updates done. Our guests are looking at our daily schedule. They want to plan their trip, so please help us get that schedule as robust as possible. If you don't get an email from me regarding the daily update, if you have something that needs to be added to the schedule, please send me an email and I will check to make sure that it's not already on the schedule, or apply whatever updates that need to be made, or I will add it to the schedule if it's something that we feel like the guests would be interested in. The schedule is for you guys as well, but it's primarily for our guests to schedule their event with us, so their visit. So please help us get the daily schedule up and as robust as it can be.
And Laura, how do I sign up to be a volunteer?
Well, that same section of the website, that volunteer section that I was talking about, if you click on it, you can actually do a number of things. The volunteer is in the menu up at the very top of our website, and the first page that you land on, you can sign up to be a fly-in volunteer. You can sign up to be an early bird volunteer, which we need those too. And if you live local, you can sign up to be a yearly bird volunteer. We're always looking to build all of those workforces. Our fly-in, of course, for the fly-in event itself. Our early bird family, Angela's done a terrific job this year. We've got more new early birds this year than I've seen in a long time, and they're all very friendly and very nice. The ones that I've met, we have a new lady in our volunteer kitchen making some great lunches. So there's a lot of different ways to participate here at Sun and Fun. We have activities here all year round. We have volunteers that helped us with Pig Fest this last weekend. We set out a welcome tent there and gave information out on Sun and Fun.
And also our volunteers, raiders are picking up all the trash.
So there's a lot of different ways to volunteer here. There's a lot of different ways that you can sign up and be a part of it. It's a fun place to be. So
absolutely
encourage you to sign up.
Do we have any more questions or anything? Well, I think we're gonna wrap up. If you have anything else, do you have anything more?
Are we that close?
Yeah,
oh my
I think we have like less than 3 minutes is where we're at right now.
Okay. Well, we want everyone to come to the event and have a great time. Be safe. And if you're not a chairman, we want you to stay in touch with your chairman. If there's any issues, we're going to try to get the volunteer handbook for the fly-in out earlier. Laura Lightholder, one of my right arms, has been working diligently for me to get it updated. And as I mentioned that, if you've got something that you feel needs to be added to the volunteer handbook that we've missed, please let us know. We'll consider it because that's your book. That's your piece of information to help you get through the week. So please let us know if we can make any additions for you in the volunteer handbook.
Yeah, and also, we do ask too, everybody's super busy right now. But if you send emails or whatnot, we don't answer, reach out to us on social media. We're all watching all of our various platforms. So trust me, we want to communicate. We want to get information out to y'all. But sometimes, trust me, people send emails and it just gets pushed down when there's 200 in a day. And it gets lost in the sauce sometimes.
And Gene always walks in the office and goes, "Did you see this?"
Yes, and trust me, it'll be 10 o'clock at night and I'll see something on social media, I'll take a screenshot and I send it to Laura because I know she's still up.
Yes, I am.
And she'll answer me most of the time.
Most of the time.
Actually, every single time.
Yes.
So anyway, we try our best. So,
we do.
Be patient with us sometimes. So
yeah, changes aren't always easy. We hope this year goes smoothly, but be patient, and hopefully, if you've got a question, we'll answer it correctly.
Yes, there you go. We try awfully hard to do that right too.
Yes,
sometimes I get it wrong, so I apologize for that. But hey, appreciate y'all. Love you. Thanks for everything you do for us. We'll see a lot of you on February 1st, Saturday morning. 10 a.m. at Central Florida Aerospace Academy.
And we may be Zooming the meeting.
Oh,
so that
good.
might be an opportunity. If I can get it pulled together, I will be putting that information out there as well.
Yep. So lots of great information to come. We love you guys. Keep the planning and the hard work going. And we look forward to seeing you April 1st, if not sooner. Turn up the fun at 51.